So hello everyone and welcome to today's Equalink interview session. We are thrilled to have you with us as we delve into some exciting topics with our special guest.
Yeah, also welcome from me. And thank you to our audience also for joining us. We are very excited to discover the essential topic of gender equality in relation to sustainable business models today. We think it's a subject that is gaining more and more importance lately, and we have the perfect guest to explore this with us.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So today we are going.
Sorry, so thanks, Janina and Claudia, for having me.
No, it's a pleasure to have you here. So I'm going to give it like a brief introduction for you. So today we are joined by Nicole Schram, an expert in sustainable innovation and business development. Nicole, you are on a mission to realize sustainable and innovative business ideas and opportunities. You are training as a business development management and have a background of plus 8 years in sustainability management, projects and innovation management, technical sales as well as a marketing and a branch management. Moreover, you have worked for sustainable forerunners like a CSR Dialogue Forum, and you are currently holding the position as a global business development manager at Lenzing Group in order to push sustainable business strategies in the textile industry. Your very refreshing approach have made you a sought-after speaker in several events about circular and sustainable business model and practices.
Yes, exactly. So thanks a lot for inviting me to the podcast today.
It's our pleasure. Let's jump right into our interview questions, I would say. So we are very happy to have you with us today to explore your professional view on gender equality. And so as we talk about building sustainable business models, an important aspect that often gets discussed is how these models can actually promote social equity, and gender equality, of course, is a key factor in creating more inclusive and sustainable businesses. We think so. So our question would be, how do you integrate gender equality into the development and scaling of sustainable business models? And if you like, could you maybe share a specific example of how you have addressed these issues in your projects?
Yeah, sure. So in order to answer that question, let me share like a kind of a personal story. So I can remember one of my first projects. It was around when I was 26 years old, and it was a project in relation to innovation and sustainability. And I was nominated as a project leader, and there was a group nominated with full of men. And I saw in their faces, why we have a female lead for this project, and why, because she's too young and so on. So, I really had like a good learning experience out of this. So even though it was a challenging project, because whenever I finish a project, so I note down always my lessons learned from it. So I had really 3 good lessons learned. So concerning gender equality. So first of all is always focus on the task for a project in order to push your business. In my case, it was to push sustainability business there, rather than focusing on any comments concerning any gender topics concerning social categorization. And number 2 is really to be a role model, to act like a role model there, and treat people how you would like to be treated. So that's number 2. And number 3 is really take the advantage and also take the chance to step out of your comfort zone, and also be a leader of a project where you think this might be challenging, because these are the projects where you learn most, I have to say. And since then, concerning pushing the sustainable business models, I always try to have like a project set up which have a positive and productive working environment, where you include people who are on the same page with you. So that's I call them always innovative power teams. So they have teams with a diverse setup, for instance, by gender, by age, by background. So this is always this innovation and sustainability thinking also. And sometimes in reality, you also have to think about, it's not always the possibility to have the most diverse team. But then you really have to think about and focus on the core, what you want to really push. And in the end, everybody should be then on the same page to push the sustainable business models.
Oh. Wow, that's really, really amazing. Thank you so much for your answer. Because yeah, I was trying to remember that we are in different sector. In my case, it's about finance, but that happened the same in other sector. We have the problem that we always are young. We always have the problem that male in that situation that haven't really rules, and we have to discover that we have to be really organized and to push ourselves so much in all this kind of project to try to shine in our areas all the time, like in a women. We have always that kind of challenges all the time. Yes.
In particular, being then the leader in a project, you really have to be the role model there and make like a working environment where people feel confident to share their knowledge, also to grow together and really focus on the task, because in the end we want to push sustainable business models, and it's not about like any social categorization or so. So I think it's really great to have teams which are on the same page to push the right projects.
Yeah, it's really important. And it's really interesting because when we have that kind of team that we are in the same page, but in a different backgrounds, we can grow in different areas too. So it's really, really interesting.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for. So continue with the interview, and for the next question, we would like to know, in your experience with project management and innovation, how do you ensure that the voices and perspective of all individuals, regardless of gender, are heard and concerned during decision-making processes?
Yes, that's also a really good question. So thank you for raising that. So also a little bit, I addressed it before in the question, but I think there is no general answer for that. So in my opinion, it really depends on the project setup, also concerning the dynamics. But for me, I also have like my top 5 guidance tips that I would share with you, how to really make sure to get all the opinions included in the decision-making process. So number 1 would be, for instance, be a proactive listener. Yeah, so that's number 1 for me. Second would be also include the opinion of the ones who are not the loudest. Sometimes it's not really about female or male in this, so it is really concerning personality. But I think in particular for the ones who are not the loudest in the group, they have a lot of content to share and a lot of input usually. Then also for me, another point would be, so number 3, really have a working environment where everybody feels really confident and comfy to share information. So really create this atmosphere where everybody wants to share information and knowledge. And number 4 would be, please have a lot of alignment meetings. So these are so important to make sure that everybody is on the same track, everybody follows the same targets. And for me, also another one would be to focus also on tools. There are so many decision-making tools like RACI, like the Delphi method, also to make sure that the decision-making is really more rational, so not really focusing, okay, this was a man or a women decision. So these tools also try to make it like more on a rational basis, the decision-making process. And in particular for myself, I always try to have this empathic and participative leadership style to include all the opinions, to create this working atmosphere that everybody feels appreciated and that everybody wants to share their opinion, because in the end you can learn so much about in a project when everybody shares their opinion, shares the knowledge. And in general for me, what I also would like to share is so gender equality for me means if you're, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or however you identify, the most important thing I think is that that you follow your passion, that you use your skill set, that you use your knowledge, and that you, regardless of gender, you can contribute to the things that you want to accomplish in the end.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really want to thank you for your guidance tips because it's super helpful, and I think it's also a very, very important point what you said about not like you don't always have to be the loudest in order to be heard, because like so many people always say, I don't know, you have to be like super outgoing. You have to, I don't know, scream your ideas everywhere and be the one who always wants to talk first. I don't know. And I agree with the fact that being a proactive listener is sometimes so much more important. And I think sometimes you get so much more information out of something by just listening carefully and then exchanging ideas and helping each other. And I think this is really very inspiring. It was really interesting for me to hear that, and an amazing advice, I think, for all kinds of project leaders. So thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for all your inspiring words, and for letting us know about your innovative approach to sustainable business models, sustainability in general. And I think that, hearing your different approaches makes me think that your work is really an example of how businesses can create meaningful change by integrating social responsibility and into their core strategies, because this is really what we need, I think, in order to make a change and to work on.
In particular, in the company that I'm currently working, we have also established now this gender equality department, and also want to push these topics. So I think this is also a really great step forward, that everybody can really get the best out of oneself. So this is really the message I want to contribute here, that regardless of gender, everybody should get the chance to make use of the skill set they have. So for me, that's the most important point here to share. And moreover, so I also had to listen to a TED talk last days. So there is also a good advice to listen to one of these TED talks. It's by Caroline Strachan, who also addresses the topic gender equality. And it doesn't have to be only women focused. So this is gender equality does not only influence or affect women. So I think this is really a good one to listen to, which I would really recommend.
Thank you very much. I was actually about to ask you for one last advice that you would like to give to us and to our audience. So thank you very much for letting us know about this TED Talk. I will definitely check it out. And so I would say it was we learned a lot. And thank you so much for that. And we hope that we can continue our collaboration throughout the WEF Germany, and to keep in touch, and to bring change together, meaningful change.
Yeah, so do I. I think this topic is really important, so gender equality. So first of all, I was thinking about, okay, it's a topic, it's 2024. Do we really need to discuss this? But it's so important nowadays, also with this political insecurities around the world. So I really want to keep the message also, and to spread the message that gender equality is a really important topic still in 2024.
Well, thank you so much, really, for your insight. It was a really great interview with you, and I learned always something new about you and your experience. So it's really, really interesting about it. And it's really interesting that it doesn't matter the country. We only have facing the same challenges as a woman. It doesn't matter our field, country. We're always going to have that kind of challenge. And the most important is to try to make an effort together, to helping us together. For that reason, it's really interesting that we are in the same groups or in the same position, that we are trying to help each other and to growing together in the same ways.
For sure, I can really underline this statement.
So thank you so much for this interview. So in this case, we're going to invite everyone to stay engaged with us as prepare for the WEF Germany 2025. Get ready for a series inspiring interview with women leaders from across the globe. And we will share the unique experience and insight on driving change and advancing gender equality.
Thank you so much to everyone, and we hope to see you soon again, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, Sam.